Institute Professional Studies is making an initiative to take the lead, identifying scouting innovation ideas and innovation mind in collaboration with the Institute Innovation Council, that is IIC startup of MHRD Innovation Cell and AICTE. Today's webinar is the first step towards the same cause, education policy introduced on 2020. Now I would like to hand over to Anurag.
Thank you, Yashvi. So, first of all, very good afternoon to all the participants. I am Anurag, MCA, final year student. On behalf of VSIT team, I would like to welcome our distinguished guest, Mr. Amit Datta sir. About sir, he is currently designated as Deputy Director of Faculty Development Cell, AICT New Delhi. Also, sir have a doctorate in neural network. As a part of sir, is editorial board member in International Journal of Science, Scientific and Engineering Research knowledge like computing and information technologies, as well the data mining techniques and its application. Also about sir, he is an active member at reputed organizations such as IEEE, MIR Lab USA, associate member of National Cyber Security and Security Standards and Computer Society of India. In his 21 years plus of profession experience, sir majorly contribute as a coordinator for Stanford Survey in India, presently in AICTE designated, as well all the regional officers promoting and western region of AICTE Mumbai. Sir holds a CMI level 5 certification in leadership, management, AICTE and many things with the technical leadership programs, College of London, Dudley. And with the list was so much endless. In academic domain, sir is also authorized several books in C++, data mining techniques, neural network and apart practical solutions data structure, along with a total of 23 published in several international journals. It's a pleasure for School of Information Technology VSIT to have a very warm welcoming to sir, and it's so nice and we all are very happy to have you sir. Now I would like to call our chief guest Mr. Amit Datta sir to felicitate some of their views over the recently introduced new education policy based on the innovation, creativity and a part of all the upcoming further action plan by All India Council of Technical Education. Sir, it's our pledge that and we are very so much pleased to have you. So sir, right now I will like to call you and please share some of the AICTE further step for us as a part of the student, and what necessary things further we can have some. Please highlight some of your views. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Please continue.
This PPT is visible now?
Yes, sir. It's clearly visible.
Okay. Good afternoon, one and all. My dear students and respected all faculty members. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to talk about the new education policy. And this is the roadmap for our Indian education system, how it will be look like after a few years. So this is the policy which government has recently introduced, and it's our common responsibility to implement it in every institution. And this is the part of the implementation. Just to give an overview about the policy, their important points, so that every stakeholder should aware about the expected outcome from this new national education policy. And as you all aware about these three important aspects, and which are the buzzwords also, the innovation, startup, and the entrepreneurship. And these are the three buzzwords which has been majorly highlighted in the entire national education policy. As you all know that this new education policy will definitely define it in a very good shape. We all aware about the following questions which all knew earlier, and it was very difficult to answer. I mean, how will you innovate? How will you innovate? Or what will you innovate? Where you will present? Who will recognize you? How to become entrepreneur? What is the opportunity? How to hunt for it? I mean, who will be the angel investors? How to manage with your ongoing studies, of course. Who will provide working space for the students? You know, during our study time, I mean, these are the hypothetical questions. I mean, these are the answers we do not know, and we never knew even the problem statements which are floating in the society. So these were the unattended, questions. But fortunately, now in this new education policy and this government new initiatives, the most of the questions were answered. I mean, like a Startup India policy, Stand Up India, Make in India, like so many policies government had introduced to address all these issues. And now recently we'll talk about the National Education Policy 2020, which gives the provision of National Research Foundation, NRF also. And you will be happy to know that AICT has already been initiated so many promising steps towards the innovation, startup, and entrepreneurship since 2015 by implementing all these in our policies. And presently, and AICT is organizing Smart India Hackathon kind of activities continuously since 2017-18. And now AICT has also introduced a toy hackathon, which is the last date is also extended for the participation also. And we are getting a tremendous response from across the India. So that we'll talk about that. The national education policy is also manifested us to provide the enough opportunity for the innovation, startup, and entrepreneurship. I know you all are the member of innovation councils and you have been linked up with the startup policies. So this new education policy further strengthen our all efforts. This new education policy indicates the perfect balance which adopts the benefit of both forms of education, formal and not formal, vocational, all sort of educations. And we all know that the entrepreneurship has involved the willingness to take risk. It's all about the risk, to be more about the innovative way of thinking, planning, and organizing in order to contribute to and manage new forms of business, ventures, and professionally. When it comes to entrepreneurship, rather than the more conventional theoretical approach, entrepreneurs tend to rely more on working and making things happen in real world. That said, there are occasions when academia, protection, and a soft learning atmosphere can be advantageous relative to the cutthroat business world. This new education policy will provide all kind of assistance to our upcoming new entrepreneurs about adding their skill or upskilling them, providing them soft skills, providing them good environment. Even they can have their own design centers inside the institutions. So, in all, it is going to be towards a more holistic and multidisciplinary education through this new education policy. And all students and friends, you all know that India has a long tradition of holistic and multidisciplinary learning. The ancient Indian literary works such as, Banbhatta's Kadambari describes a good education as a knowledge of 64 kalas, 64 कलाओं का समावेश होता था, which includes the arts. Among all these 64 arts were not only subjects, such as singing, painting, but also scientific fields such as chemistry and mathematics, vocational fields such as carpentry and cloth making, professional fields such as medicine and engineering, as well as soft skills also such as communication, discussion, and debate. This holistic view of our ancient traditional learning environment will provide a good, strengthened education for all our students. So nowadays also this notion of knowledge and many arts, what in modern time we called it as a liberal arts, which has also been talked about in our new education policy. So we all know that science, technology, engineering, mathematics has consistently shows positive learning outcomes. Our institutions, technical institutions, engineering colleges, they all are the outperformers. They have bring us definitely from last few years a certain change, and the learning curve of students are also very high in all these institutions. This will give our students to critical thinking, thoughts, high order thinking capacities, problem solving abilities, teamwork, communication skills, deep learning, and the mastery of curricula across field. And nowadays research is
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, but due to some reason, you are mute.
Is it audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please continue.
So this holistic and multidisciplinary education would aim to develop all capacities of human beings, intellectual, aesthetic, social, physical, emotional, moral, in an integrated manner. So this new national education policy will also motivate even engineering institutions such as IITs will move towards the more holistic and multidisciplinary education with more arts and humanities. Students of arts, humanities will aim to learn more science, and all will make an effort to incorporate more vocational subjects and soft skills. This has been prescribed in our new national education policy, and this is the need of the hour also. The graduate level, master's and doctoral education in large multidisciplinary universities, while providing rigorous research-based specialization, would also provide opportunities for multidisciplinary work, including in academia, government, and industry. Repeatedly it has been talked in the national education policy that the education system should be a holistic and multidisciplinary. There should not be a boundary line between the arts, science, commerce, and engineering and all. Students should have an flexibility. They can take the music with their science, they can take commerce with their arts. So this kind of flexibility is available. And so this, this kind of more imaginative and flexible curricular structure will enable the creative combination of discipline or study, and would, after multiple entry and exit point, thus removing currently prevalent and boundaries and creating new possibilities for lifelong learning. There are multi-entry and exit points. Even the flexibility in the curriculum and novel and engaging courses options will be an offer to students in addition to rigorous specialization in subjects or subjects. As you know, this is all related to the pedagogy. So pedagogy will have an increased emphasis on communication, discussion, debate, research, and opportunity for cross-disciplinary and interdisciplinary thinking. We have from last few years we are following the pedagogy in our teaching learning process. It's just we are trying to students to learn the mugging of all the contents. But now we are emphasizing on more communicative, more discussion, more debatable, and more interdisciplinary kind of thinking and studies. The flexible and innovative curricula of all the higher education institute shall include credit-based courses and projects in the area of community engagement and service, environmental education, and value-based education. This policy will also provide the academic credit bank. UGC has also given the draft documents for this credit bank creation. You can flow your you can suggest online whatever you have suggestions. It is an open forum for creating a new academic bank of credit. So multiple point been provided for to facilitate the student, and they can continue the study. At no point of time they should break, and they should not be allowed for the further studies. They can take the break for the 1 month, 6 months, or a year, and again they can have a re-entry position. They have an entry position for continuing their academic. So the environmental education has not been the climate change, the pollution, the waste management, the sanitation, conservation of biological diversity, management of biological resources, biodiversity, forest and wildlife conservation, sustainable development and living. I mean, these are the areas that have all been isolated towards only a certain stream. If you have in that stream, then only you will be allowed to study all these kind of subjects. But now these subjects have been available for all the students. They can choose these subjects as per their credits. So they have more exposure. Should have the more exposure, more learning towards the environmental education also. If we talk about the value-based education, that will include the development of humanistic, ethical constitution and universal human value of truth, Satya. The AICT is running, the induction program in many institutions. Your institutions might have also conducted for the first year students. When we talk about the human values and truth, all Satyas, the students were amazed. I mean, they said, we never thought about all these kind of things. Why you want to become engineer? What is your social responsibility? What is your responsibility towards your family? What is your responsibility towards your nation? It has never been asked for the students to think about that. Not even for the responsibility, what they can contribute towards the nation has not been talked about. They are the part of the development of the country. They can provide their contribution for the development of the country. So, I mean, these are the opportunities available for the students. They know what are the problems country is facing. The problem statements have been floated towards the students to solve it. The Smart India Hackathon is one of the great platform which is making a culture in every student's life. That innovation is nothing but it's a contribution to our nation building. So these kind of exposures has been given to the students in this national education policy. And this value-based education is also very important because, the peace, love, non-violence, the scientific temper, citizenship values, life skills, lesson for the seva and service and participation in community service programs. The student should also know, and this should be the integral part of this holistic education. So, everywhere in this policy has been talked about the holistic and the global education policy. This global citizenship education is also been talked a response to the contemporary global challenges. In the last slide we have been discussed about the global challenges, some of the climatic changes, environmental changes, but we provide empowered learners to become aware about and understand the global issues and to become the active promoters of more peaceful, tolerant, inclusive, secure, and sustainable society. Society is what? You, me, we all as a whole, we are the society. If our individual will change, then definitely one day the society will change. So all our higher education institutes will provide opportunity for internship with the local industry, business, artists, craftsmen. Earlier it was the thought process that the internship means you have to go for the corporate internship, you have to go for the huge industrial internship and all. The internship is available around us, near us, locally. There are a lot of opportunities available with us for this internship. Internship is nothing but it's a hands-on training, what you have learned in your books. And entrepreneurship is also what is the actual practical approach towards your learning things, what you have been practiced in your classroom. So all higher education institutes should have a flexibility to other different, design of master programs. They have a flexibility. There may be a 2-year program with second year devoted entirely to research for those who have completed the 3-year bachelor's programs. Second, for students completing a 4-year bachelor programs with research, there could be a 1-year master programs also. There may be an integrated 5-year bachelor's and master program. Undertaking a PhD also should require either a master's degree or a 4-year bachelor's degree with research. The MPhil program has now been discontinued. There is no MPhil program in this new education policy. So the institutions and the faculty will have the autonomy to innovate on matters of curriculum, pedagogy, and assessment within the board framework of higher education qualification that ensures consistency across institutions and programs. Earlier, there was a very limitation for the faculty and the institution. What their affiliating university has prescribed, they have to follow. Even the curriculum and the pedagogy also. Now it has been come as a flexibility. So the curriculum and pedagogy will be designed by institutions and motivated faculty to ensure a stimulating and engaging learning experience for all students, and continuous formative assessment will be used to further the goals of each program. So as you see, the curriculum and the pedagogy is been given autonomy to strengthen each program. So this choice-based credit system will be revised for sling innovation and flexibility. Higher education institution shall move to a criterion-based grading system that assesses students' achievements based on their learning goals for each program, making the system fairer and outcome from more comparable. So even the institutions has been promoted for this graded autonomy, and their evaluation is based on the performance of the institution, students, and the outcome of every program. And there is a very good opportunity for the institution to have their institutional development plan. this holistic development plan of the students and create strong internal system for supporting diverse student squad in academic and social domains, both inside and outside formal academic interaction in the classroom. So faculty will have the capacity and training to be able to approach students not just as a teacher but also as a mentors and guide. Nowadays, I mean, our faculties are also been working in a very mechanical way. They are coming for the classes, and the 40 minutes will be over. They will leave the classrooms. So, I mean, there was a very isolating for the students also and the faculty also, and very monotonous working. There is no, the mentoring, no guidance, just mechanical work with the students. So this IDP, I mean, is a system of multiple parameters for proper performance assessment for the purpose of tenure, that is confirmed employment after probation, promotion, salary increases, recognitions, etc. So including peer and student reviews, innovations in teaching and pedagogy, quality and impact of research, professional development activities, and other form of services to the students and the community shall be developed. So even for the faculty members, there are a lot of opportunity, a lot of provisions, a lot of facilities has been given for this by this national education policy. As we have talked about, the NRF will function to further strengthen and help enable and support such a vibrant research and innovation culture across all the higher education institutions, research labs, and other research organizations. So the NRF will give the fundings, the recognitions, and all whatever is required from the research point of view. This will be taken care by this NRF. This has been dedicated body for all these research activities. With the presence of outstanding and enthusiastic institutional leaders that cultivate excellence and innovation is the need of the hour. So every institution should have a very strong and enthusiastic leader which promote the research and innovation activity. So despite this critical importance of research and research innovation as investment in India, at the current time, only 0.69% of GDP as compared to the 2.8% by the United States, 4.3% by the Israel, and 4.2% in South Korea. So we are far behind from other countries for investing in our education, the GDP. So all the higher education institution will focus on research innovation by setting up the startups, incubation centers, technology development centers in frontier areas of research, greater industry academia linkage with your IICs also doing in every colleges, the interdisciplinary research including humanities and social science research. This is the very strong point, because now, we have been allowed only the students of computer science to do the research in computer science. The mechanical engineers will have the research only the mechanical engineering side. The social engineers, social sciences students will have the restriction to work on the social science. Now this barrier will be open, so the student will have the interdisciplinary work they can do comfortably. And you all know, and you are the part of our startup policy also. So a lot of encouragements has been promised in this startup policy from the ICT point of view also. The students who are under incubation but are pursuing some entrepreneurial ventures while studying should be allowed to use their address in the institute to register their company with due permission from the institution. These are remarkable facilities that has been talked in our startup policy. The student entrepreneurs should be allowed to sit for the examination even if their attendance is less than the minimum permissible percentage with due permission from the student, from the institutes. So all these higher education institutions should allow their students to take semester or year break or even more depending upon the decision of the review committee constituted by the institute to work on their startups and rejoin academia to complete their course. The students, entrepreneurs may earn academic credit for their efforts while creating an enterprise. Institute should set up a review committee for review of the startup by the students, and based on the progress made, it may consider giving appropriate credits for the academics. I mean, these are the super facilities which has never been talked earlier. Allow faculty and staff to take off for a semester or a year, even more depending upon the decision of the review committee of the institute. So, I mean, definitely will allow setting up a startup, including social startups also, and working part-time for the startups while studying and working. The institute should explore provisions of accommodation to the entrepreneurs within the campus for some period of time. During this transition period, they may also be allowed to use some of the accommodation. So we all, acquire the knowledge. Whatever knowledge we acquire, we should apply for the innovative solutions. And whatever skill set we have, skill set is what? To minimize the efforts for the getting the maximum output. And the faculty members has been also, they should come out to design the skill set for outcome-based program in education. And we all know that learning is what? The learned life skill to set and handle the further challenges of life. Whatever we are learning, we should learn the life skill also. The effective use of online platform. We should be, the institute and the student we have a common responsibility to have the effective use of MOOCs platform, SWAYAM, which is very much popular nowadays. Even the 20% credits has been allowed. So the recommendation mentioned in the new education policy, the National Education Policy 2020, are perfect, motivation to cultivate entrepreneurial skill in bright individuals from a young age. So, a lot of provisions, students, which has been given in our national education policy, just to strengthen the culture which you have inculcated in last 4 or 5 years. To further strengthen it, now it has become the part and parcel of this national education policy, which will further strengthen and which will give strength to our country also. So we are looking forward from our all young students. They can fetch the problem statements from the different part of the country, different part of the ministries, different part of the society, different part of their cities also, and try to resolve it, try to solve it. So this will give the strength, and this will be your contribution for the nation building. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me the opportunity about this national education policy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving your precious time to us and sharing us more and more steps deep shared by the AICTE. So, any teacher who want to ask any questions or anybody?
Sir, Anurag Sharma this side. Sir, I have a question. As we know that Industrial Revolution 4.0 is currently currently ongoing. So, sir, if we're looking at the Industrial Revolution, what type of we can say AICT is, because as we compare our previous education system from very long back, and it was a big change after such time. Sir, how, because we are aware that India is a country where 3 type of cities, like we have smart cities, we have B type of state cities, and we have a ruler. So how AICT can handle such type of things? So could you please answer this question, like if we, because I am taking some of the inputs from many magazines, and sir, could you please highlight like that what type of step that AICT could take further? So
Thank you very much. Very nice question.
thank you.
Definitely, we have a diversity which is our strength also, and diversity in terms of city stature, the facilities, and the citizens also. So our policy is also give the ample opportunity for in all the cities. You know, we are announcing the Chhatra Vishwakarma Award also. From last few years, we are continuously calling the model making, prototype making from the students for Chhatra Vishwakarma Award, and every year we are giving the different thought, different theme for this Vishwakarma Award. And we are, from tier 3 cities, tier 2 cities, we have a tremendous response from the students. I mean, they are making a real prototypes, which has been admired from the Vice President of India also, which is from our chief guest also. And we are continuously giving the prizes for such kind of students which are making the prototype, like a Smart India Hackathon kind of activity. In this activity, we are fetching the problem statements not only from the ministries and the state governments, we are fetching the problem statements from the industries also. So, which is which gives the true flavor about the Industry Revolution 4.0 to our students. What are the problems forthcoming problem and the existing problem in our industry, and how they can resolve it. So while giving the solutions for all these problem statements, they will come across for this industry revolution, and they will have a very good exposure. So these are the different activity challenges which AICT is given for the students, all their affiliated colleges, which gives the enough opportunity from all the cities to get the representation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for answering. I have a last question. Like, just wait, sir. Let me open my booklet. Sir, I have a question. Like, as we know that there is a tech war going on between USA and China. So, from many sources, like we have information like AICT is merging multiple departments to a single one. So, is this true?
Which merging?
Sir, like UGC, AICT and multiple departments, they are going to performing in a small single body. Is this news correct?
No, it is not a news. It is a part of the national education policy.
Okay.
National education policy has given these provisions to have a light and tight regulation. And for light and tight regulation, these are the things where provisions were given in the national education policy, which will definitely implement.
Thank you, sir. And very nice answer by you. So, sir, we have 48th rank from the global, and apart from this, I have a data source like at 2009 we have a innovation ranking at 52, and right now we have a institution ranking at 48. So, is this rank could be increased? So, can you please share some highlight on this? After this step of the new education policy, is this what your opinion about this? So this is my last question, sir. Please share some your good views over it. Thank you.
I'd like to mention here two important points. We can take the example of GDP.
Yes, sir.
So the calculation of GDP has been made by the Western world, definitely, and they have their own parameters of calculating the GDP.
Okay.
But if we, you can see, we can see, everyone can see, if we can go with the parameters which the Western countries has given for the GDP, we know lot of things has not been calculated in India in terms of monetary gains.
Yes, sir.
Whatever mothers, whatever sisters, what our family members are contributing for each and every point, which is make now we say it is a homemaker, but every part of their work is involved the cost. If we calculate in if we calculate and if we include in the GDP also.
Okay.
So there are certain things which is the part and parcel of our Indian society, in our Indian system, which has never been talked about the GDP. These are the things which we learn as a karma seva satya.
Karma seva satya.
So these are the things which is not been calculated in any kind of monetary gain, and which if somebody will calculate it in a monetary gain, I mean, it has been said that it is very bad habit that if you are calculating such kind of things in any kind of monetary gain. So if those things were included in the GDP, we will be number one in GDP also. Like this innovation and all kind of things, we have a lack of documentation in all such kind of things. We have never been sensitized to make a document of or make an evidence of our every effort. Since from only few years we have started and we have given a culture about the innovation and startup, and our all citizens including student faculties are making very hard efforts to make document of an evidence of all their efforts. Even in our villages, those are not the engineering students. They are making tremendous innovations and startups which never been documented in any way. So if we start listing and documenting all such kind of innovation and efforts, we'll be number one definitely. But we have to go by the law. We have to make the documentary evidence about all that, and definitely one day we'll be number one.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to call Yashvi for further. Please, Yashvi, hand over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. It is a privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks for this webinar. On behalf of organizing team, I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to Professor Supriya Madan, Dean VSIT, for providing the opportunity to organize the enriching and motivating webinars. We are grateful to Dr. Amit Datta sir and Dr. Rajan sir for demonstrating his valuable views and orientation on new education policy. We are thankful to all student speakers for motivating us by sharing the knowledgeable. As recently last year, government took a big step towards the education and Ministry of Education with AICTE Atal ranking of Institute on Innovation Achievements and Institution Innovation Council steps and hackathon based for the game and changing throughout India. Thank you. At last, I would like everyone to capture this moment. So please, I'll request everyone to switch on their cameras. I request everyone to switch on the cameras so that we can capture this moment. Anurag, you can capture it.
Yes, Yashvi, I took a screenshot from my end also.
Okay.
Smile, everyone. I'm taking another one. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.